I've always been an activist from when I was a young kid, from about 14.
I grew up around the hard left and there was lots of demos, people getting arrested, people tying themselves to railings and things like that.
Activism is being active in terms of standing up for your rights, trying to get equality.
I define activism as making positive change either for your community or for wider society.
Activism, for me, it can take many forms, you know what I mean? From simple, it comes under the banner of protest in some ways, or in many ways, and that could be, from marching, demonstrations, picket lines, letters of protest, petitions, and from a community point of view, it's getting involved in activity that fights for the rights of your community in relation to gaining equality, equity within society.
For me, it's about really being clear in your purpose, making sure that everything you are active about and active within is for long-term change. What is your outcome? What are you trying to change? What is it that you don't like? And what are your aims and objectives?
My name's Maria O'Reilly. What I've done with my life, I suppose, really, I've always been an activist from when I was a young kid, from about 14. I came from a mother who was very, very anti-racist and very, very active. My dad was a trade unionist. When he was able to get a job, he always believed that trade unions were the way forward. So I was brought up in a household really where it was all about being nice and good and fair.
My name's Lawrence Westgaff. I'm a historian and activist in the Liverpool 8 black community. I've been involved in a lot of activism over the years, going right back to my childhood. We used to do the marches going right back to the early 80s, shouting Maggie, 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 out, out, out. And that's one of my earliest memories, and what really inspired me was when I went on a march when I was 5 years of age with my grandmother. And that kind of made me start to think politically, even at such a very young age. And then I grew up in a household that was very, very pro-black, if I can say it, militantly pro-black. And in doing so, it was also quite politically astute. So I kind of grew up in that environment, surrounded by books and stuff, and like all my heroes were kind of people who were involved in activism themselves. So as much as I love football and as much as I might have liked Star Wars, the people who I really used to look to as my heroes were people like Malcolm X. And it was kind of like, that was what kind of inspired me to get involved.
So I think my influence has definitely come from within my family. Combination between the work my mum done when I was young, obviously everything that my grandparents were involved in because they were pretty active. It's just installed in me from a youth and it's just kind of rolled with it. I suppose it kind of led me into the path of a career of social work as well, because I do try and really advocate for social justice within my career as well.
I'm Ruth Dillon and I'm an artist or creative practitioner. I take a pretty broad approach to activism, so I believe that you can be active on a very small scale politically and active on a bigger scale. So I think activism should really have like a three-pronged approach. So I think if we want to change things, we need to lobby, we need to have a voice within Parliament, and that's through our councillor, our local councillors. I think we can also boycott. We can boycott goods from certain places, and I think that's a really powerful way of being active. But I also think, for me, mainly art's a tool for activism and empowerment and transformation.